Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. One project that I have been working at for a number of months now with some other great Christians here in Ireland is setting up an Apologetics Institute. We're setting up an organisation called CAI, Christian Apologetics Ireland. And when I tell people about this and start telling about the videos that we're putting together and the presentations that we're putting together to provide a reasoned defense of Christian beliefs and teachings, people, once I begin to explain, people say, oh, that sounds great. But when I first mention apologetics, sometimes people look at me a little bit strangely as saying, well, what do you want to apologize for your faith for? Now, apologetics is not about apologizing for our Christian faith. It's about defending our Christian faith. You see, years ago in Greek, whenever the ancient Greeks had a court case, the prosecutor would get to speak first, and the prosecutor would lay forth the case for the prosecution. And that was called a catalogia. And then the lawyer for the defense would provide the defense, which was the apologia. And that's where our word apologetics comes from. It means to speak in defense of something or to speak back against accusations that have been made against you. And it is a biblical term. In Acts chapter 26, whenever the Apostle Paul was on trial in front of Festus, it says, Festus said, well, Paul, you can speak for yourself then. And Paul began his defense. And the word there is apologia. It's apologetics. It's the same word. We find the same word in Philippians chapter 1 and verse 7, when Paul speaks about how with love for the Philippian believers, he was still continuing with his ministry. He said whether he was in prison or whether he was defending the faith. And it's the same word that is used there from where we get our word apologetics. And it crops up also in 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 15. Where it says, always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have, but do this with gentleness and request. And there Peter uses this same word, apologia. He's saying, always be prepared to give an answer. Always be prepared to give a reason for the hope that you have within you as a Christian. But make sure that you do it with gentleness and respect. And that's really key to what apologetics is all about. It's not about trying to win an argument. It is about defending the Christian faith with love and respect. Today we live in an environment where people often win arguments by making fun of one another, by insulting one another, by belittling one another and mocking one another. Christian apologetics is not about mocking unbelievers. It is about sharing the truth of the gospel in a way that is clear, that is reasonable, that is coherent, and in love and respect. And there is still a crying need for that today. You know, we face many issues, not just to do with our traditional Christian beliefs, but also to do with our moral beliefs. We find culture wars going on round about us where people are trying to force their faith on others. Apologetics is not about forcing our faith on others. It's about explaining our faith clearly and with love and with respect, because we believe that the gospel is good news and good sense. And I pray that all of us may become better at doing that, at sharing our faith, not in a way that's antagonistic, not in a way that's nasty, but sharing our faith in a way that is compelling and that is clear and will help lead people to Jesus. That's something I'm committed to doing with my work with the Christian Apologetics Ireland. And I pray in the way that you share your faith and give a reason for the hope that is within you, that you might also speak to people in love and gentleness and respect, but present a clear defense of what Jesus has done in your life and for what you believe. May God help you to do that today. Join us again next time for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.